It's a great morning here in Bullfrogville. We're about to depart on another adventure, and you're all welcome to come along. Nice blue sky today. It should stay that way for the rest of the day. And hopefully we'll have a great Odyssey. Alright, time to hit that road. And now on the road. Yep, we're doing it. But gotta do the freeway thing for a bit to get myself to a better route, save some time. Around 9-10 a.m. right now. Let's see how we do today time-wise. But gotta pick up one more expressway here to get to my Odyssey route. And that's the one. There is a metro line on the median there, aka subway, and the westernmost station. It opened, I believe, in 1985. If they had brains, they'd extend it further west. But here, back to the local roads. Here the Odyssey really begins when you get off the freeway. One might assume, anyway. We're now westbound on Route 140, which goes into Pennsylvania and becomes PA Route 16. I've taken there over this route before. There were some old road parts along here. Old road would have crossed from there and gone that way along the poles, right through there. Which I've shown you before in previous Odysseys. But I'll stay on this road till I get to PA. Make things a bit easier. I'm now bypassing the Westminster area. Westminster proper being to the left, to the south, about a mile. And up there, the turn for Gettysburg, for those who desire. We've already been there. Down there one sees Rube's Mill. That's it there. I believe it operated till about the late 50s or something like that. But up here, I'll take every part of the old route. Why not? As far as Tawnytown, anyway. Old Tawnytown Road. And the state considers this a scenic byway. Well, kind of, sort of, anyway. Now passing through a place called Fountain Valley. And some stuff in Fountain Valley that time forgot. Now entering Frizzleburg. Named after Nimrod Frizzle, who once had a tavern up here about 150 years ago. The tavern still exists, but of course long closed down. It's up here on the right someplace. Right through there. Now it's a residence. But that was Nimrod Frizzle's tavern back there. Alright, Nimrod, see you later. Up there in that bridge passes the current route. But we're still on the original one. And now, a place called Tyrone. Only about 15 houses and that's it. That's all Tyrone is. In fact, up around that next bend, we're already out of it. There you go. That was Tyrone. And now passing through a place called Mayberry. No, not that Mayberry. If it was, I look in the mirror and see Barney Fife back there. Nobody there. No, Barney's not there. Or maybe even Gomer Powell going, "Citizens arrest. Citizens arrest." Whatever. And now the traffic circle, where the U route comes out and meets this route. Coming out of there, meeting us up here. And both become one. Yep, you go first, you're bigger than I am. I guess size does matter. They get the right of way. I've been here for a while and I got here before these people. Finally. You wait for me. From this point on, both routes are one. Back on 140 again. And entering Tawnytown. In the old days of tape, I would do special effects here in this spot. So might as well keep tradition up. Well, that's enough for now. We have an old train station here, right there. But the railroad's up here about a block away. It still operates, run by Maryland Midland. There is some Civil War history in this town. I believe a few of the armies marched north through here on the way to Gettysburg. Way back when. No, not recently. Oh geez, make your turn. Back at you. Okay, I'm back. Not departing Tawnytown. Or as I call it, the tiny town of Tawny. And hanging right there takes you into Gettysburg's back door, so to speak. I've taken it that way before, too. Okay, on to better things. Up here is something better. Bullfrog Road. Yep, even I get one. I've taken it that way before, on other trips. Wow. Check out the size of that beehive. How big are the bees in there? Better not find out. Anyway, now passing through a place called Bridgeport. Again, only about 10 houses. And a couple of barns. And someplace up ahead on the right was a farm where your bullfrog used to go deer hunting. And there's the farmhouse. Right through there. Yep, your bullfrog's former hunting grounds. time you went deer hunting over here on that farm. They had a windmill there at one time, long gone. Yep, I'm a former hunter. In the distance, Catoctin Mountain, which we'll cross after passing through Emmitsburg. Old road once ran through there, where that car is parked now. Managed around this way for the US 15 interchange. North goes to Gettysburg, PA, and south goes to Frederick, Maryland. And up ahead, we enter Emmitsburg. And the place looks as if it's been spruced up since my last pass. Or spruced up a bit anyway, even if only a bit. Interesting stuff here too. Old buildings and things. I'm not making our way very slowly through here for some reason. Somebody up ahead wasting our time. Oh, it's them, the lone vehicle. Thought there was somebody in front of them, wasting their time. We're not doing 25, just so you know. I can pedal faster than this. Here we go, pick up some speed. Yeah, good. Turn, turn, turn. Like that 60s song says. Okay. On to better things. Again. And up around the bend, we cross into Pennsylvania. Where, as mentioned, this becomes Route 16. There's an interesting old road section up ahead I'll try to pick out. It's up here someplace. I guess I'll hang a right and get onto it. And here it is. Original Route 16. I don't know why they took it out. And up ahead here, already back to the current road. As you can see, they line up. If a car wasn't there, you could tell better. Or you can tell now, they line up. There is one more old road part, but that is a bit longer than that part back there. Up here somewhere. And here it is. This part's a bit longer and a bit more interesting. And passing through a place called Fountaindale. Earlier Fountain Valley, now Fountaindale. 2 fountains so far. And some stuff along here as we make our next mountain crossing. There's something way up there at the top of the mountain. A factory or whatever. Something way up there. And now ascending Jack's Mountain. In Maryland they call it South Mountain. And up here a crossing of a former Western Maryland Railway line up around the bend. Oh, nice fancy house there. But anyway, up here someplace is our railroad crossing. And here it is. a former Western Maryland line going from York to, I believe, Hagerstown, Maryland, that direction to the south. Now CSX operates it. And now descending down the other side of the mountain, of Jack's Mountain. And up here we cross over the modern day route. But I won't get back on the modern day route quite yet. I'll take one last smidge of the original route up there. And some stuff along here. Yes, folks do live out here. At least it's more peaceful here than on the modern day route. And even stuff along here that time is starting to forget. And stuff time remembered. Whatever. And now descending into our next locality. A place called Rouserville. Or is it Roserville? Pick your pronunciation. Here's the spelling. And up ahead, lining up with the current route again, right through there. And now around 10:45 a.m. as we pass through Waynesboro. Rather peaceful on a Sunday morning. And now departing Waynesboro, back into the countryside, or mountainside. Hopefully one day soon, I'll be doing that again myself. I gotta get back on a bike. It's almost imperative that I do. Another old road part here, I thought I'd show you. Plus, I've used it myself since the late 90s. Up there, the current route. Now you know why they took this road out. But there is a certain quaintness to these old routes that the current routes just don't have. Yet life doesn't change on the old road. At least apparently not. At least if you live here, it's quieter than the current route. Obviously. But up here, we have to leapfrog back over to the current route. I gather I used to go right through there before the grass was there and line up with it at one time. And again, the modern day route. As we pass through a place called Zollinger. Or is it Zollinger? Again, there's your spelling. But again, not a very big place. We're already out of it. Now a place called Shady Grove. Not a lot of shade here, but that's what it's called. But now we're departing it. In the I-81 interchange, south to the left, north to the right. We're taking neither right now. But we've used that road before on other trips. I guess north goes to Harrisburg, PA, and south to Hagerstown, Maryland. coming into the borough of Greencastle. And downtown Greencastle. But again, not much happening. Just the way I like it. But up here is a midtown traffic circle. Or a light circle anyway. Oh, not too bad here. I hear bells out there. Church bells. Then again, it is Sunday morning. And up here, a former Penn line crosses. Now I guess it would be Norfolk Southern. And yes, US 11, which I've shown you too before on other trips. Before the coming of I-81, 11 was your route north and south through this part. In the distance, our next mountain crossing, Tuscarora. And now passing through Upton. Again, not much to it. Just the way I like it. And that's it for Upton. Now around 11:10 a.m. We've come almost 90 miles. And Tuscarora is getting closer. And up ahead, our next locality, Mercersburg. And up around the bend, downtown Mercersburg. Someplace here there's a railroad track to the left or right. This place once had train service, but don't recall where it ran or what line it came off of. But I think a branch once served this place. And historic, apparently. Well, cool stuff here. An upstairs overhang. A lot of country places have overhangs like that. Whatever the term is for that. But up around this bend, we depart. And again, Tuscarora, closer yet. And this is Cove Gap, our last hamlet before crossing Tuscarora. And now beginning our Tuscarora ascent. It's a steep ascent, but I'm pedaling as fast as I can. We should be at the top soon, though. Hopefully soon. But even going up grade, I get caught up too. I guess they can pedal faster than I can. And up here at the very top, finally. You pull over for a quick stretch out. I gotta get out for a bit. That's some info there for you. We are there. But here at the top, a good view of the valley we just came from, with Jack's Mountain in the distance. If we were just down there. Now to proceed down grade on the other side. I don't have a truck, but should I still reduce gear to play it safe? I'm gonna get to do that sometimes, even in a regular automobile. On more distant mountains, I'll be crossing that one over there. And now descending into our next hotspot, which is McConnellsburg. And up ahead is old US 30. The current 30 passes around McConnellsburg. The old road, of course, passes through it, that direction, which we're about to go. Almost 11:45 a.m. and we've come almost 100 miles. Up here is US 522. Turning south goes towards Hancock, Maryland. And north goes towards Ohiopyle, PA, where I took you earlier this year, back in January, on a very cold day. And departing McConnellsburg on original US 30. We'll soon be on the current US 30. And now to ascend this mountain. Beneath this bridge is modern day US 30, which we'll soon be on. Part of it there. Had some stuff at the top of the mountain. Not too much here though. And here at the bend, back to modern day US 30. Once modern day US 30. We'll be going west. You got that right. Another road I've taken you over on previous day Odysseys. I last took you this way back in 2016. And the top of our next mountain, with a hairpin at the top, and whatever that is. Gotta watch these curves if you're coming through here late at night, which I have before. A very curvy road, this part of US 30. And again, People's Cobweb Corner. It appeared to be closed though. And up there, our next mountain. And a place called Harrisonville on Lincoln Highway. And that's it for Harrisonville. And there's our mountain again. On a place called Saluvia. Saluvia sounds like saliva or something. Who lives here? Apparently someone. It was for sale, okay. I guess they want to move out of Saluvia, out of Saliva, whatever. there. If you get a fire out here, it'll be a while before anybody can put it out. That's for sure. No hydrants around here. Yep, no saliva hydrants. On the top of this one, Sidling Hill. And to Pier, an old motel site that somebody once told me used to be seedy. Wonder if it still is. Yep, just love those old seedy motels. They made the trip worthwhile. And up here, we begin our descent into Breezewood. Way down there somewhere. And down here, the Pennsylvania Turnpike, the old turnpike once crossed on a bridge, long removed. From over there someplace to over there. By photos before the bridge was taken out. And up here, entering Breezewood, the town of motels. And also I-70 intersects here. As told you in previous Odyssey, up here is the only traffic light on I-70. In fact, there's traffic light on the interstate system anywhere. Yep. Only traffic light on the U.S. interstate system. Now to get through that light. I made it. And back into the spaces. This part of US 30, I've shown you before, as far as Bedford. But today we go beyond Bedford. And in January of this year, I took you up that road. January 2018, that is, this year. And once again, passing through a place called Snake Spring. Yes, indeed. And about to pass beneath the modern-day PA Turnpike, east to the left, west to the right. This was the route that you take before the coming of the turnpike. You take US 30. And the pier is Bedford. Up to now, our westernmost point on US 30 for the Day Odyssey videos. I haven't been past this point myself in about 20 years. Normally we take US 220 north from here to Horseshoe Curve outside of Altoona. But today we stay west. And downtown Bedford on this bright Sunday. Some interesting stuff here too, in this old town. A part of Bedford I don't often see. Although we'll soon be departing. Yeah, but next mountain crossing up there. You guessed it. Still, gotta love these old towns. And how stuff looks here before time caught up to it. Now departed Bedford, back to the open road. a part of US 30 I don't think I've seen since the late 90s. Because back then, that all wasn't here. That much I do remember. Yep, every square inch of space must be developed. Them's the rules. Eventually, I should come to a turn for Shanksville PA on the Flight 93 Memorial up the road within the next 10-20 miles. And our next locality, Schellsburg. Another quaint hamlet on our route. What's that supposed to represent? In the distance, our next mountain. And now beginning our ascent up that mountain, along with all the hairpins. Well, not too bad here, but it probably gets worse. I've got a bad one right here. Hopefully I can negotiate it. I'm negotiable. Even if only barely so. At the very top of the mountain, there used to be a restaurant in the shape of a big boat. But it burned down around 2002 or 2003. But it was up here on the left. Let's have a look-see. I think it was right around here someplace. But now all gone. No, I can't tell if the thing was even back there. But it was on that curve back there, I believe. And up there, one more mountain we have to cross. The deer just ran across the road. What I'm wondering is if that restaurant was the top of this mountain instead of the last one. But I believe it was the last one. But long torn down after it burned down. I got a photo of it after the burning. Oh, that was Bald Knob Summit, okay. Haven't seen all this in a long time. Another distant mountain down there. But not sure if we're crossing that one. Way in the distance. And apparently here, the road runs straight for a while. We'll soon be at the turn for the Flight 93 Memorial. So I guess we're not going to cross that distant mountain. And again, distant turbines. Up here, they're springing up like crazy. They're springing up all over the place. But someplace up here should be the turn for the memorial. Well, here's our turn. And your bullfrog will take you there. Okay, time to pay our respects. Another couple of miles, okay. Now what's happening here, pray tell? Make up your minds. You have to have a mind before you can make it up, I think. Another curvy road. Okay, stay straight on this road. That's what the sign says. Yeah, first time seeing all this myself, just as you are. Unless, of course, you've been here before. And you're arriving somewhere. We gotta pay to get in? Maybe not. Let's see what's happening up here. It's the open area up here where the plane came down on that day, Flight 93. I'll try and get a better shot of it somehow. And now to head to the site. It's a high-speed crash. That'll do it. Yep, that's how it happened.
Here, you should try to imitate it. Terrible radio call. It's really hard to understand what's being said. Basically, it's Mayday, Mayday, get out of here, get out of here. Now, on the radar screen, they've got Flight 93 and all their other aircraft in a low position and an altitude readout for each of the aircraft. And then that's how that vertical and horizontal.
And right here, the field where the plane came down. Sorry for the lack of narration the past couple of minutes. Just observing a moment of silence here. But right there is where it all took place. Smack dab in the middle there. Hard to imagine a plane crashing there upside down. But that's what happened. Our hearts go out to the people on that plane and their survivors. And up there's a visitor center, which I'm not going to try to go in right now. It's a bit too crowded. But again, the field where it all occurred, right there. The National Park Service did a great job here, though, with the memorial and the site, putting in these cool walkways and things. I guess it's a real shame that some people had nothing better to do on the morning of 9/11 than something like this. I would have taken a day Odyssey, not crashed planes. But that's just me. And then the arranger explains everything. Those passengers on that plane literally committed suicide, stopping the terrorists. When the guy said, "Let's roll," and it broke down the door of the cockpit and stopped those guys, made them crash. The plane would have crashed into either the Capitol or the White House if it had kept going back to D.C. But thanks to folks willing to commit suicide so we'd live, that didn't happen. We're all here paying our respects. But imagine living out here and seeing that thing come down, upside down.
Going to a 40-degree dive. If I say anything straight for the 90s, this area here had been strip mined by a coal company. All the way from that wood line out and then backfill. So it's not soft or marshy, but the molecular structure is going to be different. And it's going to enter that earth until it hits a rock wall buried deep. And then a fuselage is just boots, ribbing, sheet metal, hundreds of thousands of rivets, miles of wire.
And what's happened since?
Tuesday, September 11th. The investigation is going to begin immediately. Now they hope to find both the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder together.
I'm heading back to our vehicle. As you can see, popular place by all those vehicles. Now it's time for us to roll, just as they did on Flight 93. But they did it for a special reason, though. Now on a road that was marked exit, but I'm trying to get to the town of Shanksville itself, to the south about a mile. Now about 1:45 p.m. and we've come 162 miles from Baltimore, from Bullfrogville, and trying to find a way out of here to get me to Shanksville proper. Or else I'll have to backtrack back to US 30. Again, back to the visitor center. But someplace there's a way out of here where I don't have to backtrack. But I can't find it, so I guess I gotta backtrack. And the bike brigade. But noisy motorcycles at a memorial, that's kind of kinky, isn't it? We're in the car here where it's quieter, but those things revving up out there by the memorial just doesn't seem right. Come on, show some respect. I guess I gotta backtrack after all. Back this way again. And now backtracking to US 30. What is that? Anybody got any ideas? I'm back at US 30. Gonna go back east for a bit, as far as Route 160. I'll squeeze by here. Still rather interesting how those passengers on purpose committed suicide to save the Capitol and the White House. And those terrorists, to make sure nobody survived, crashed the plane upside down. A lot of brains that took. And again, check out the straight road. One thing about terrorists, they're powerful, but they're not very smart. Now heading south on a side road, which will take us to Shanksville proper. Off the beaten path again. But still, staring into that field where that plane crashed was very sobering. Have to admit. This stuff along here I've never seen before. My first time, just as it is yours. And a great day for a walk down the road. A lot of open farmland around here. But I can't tell what's being farmed on it. Don't see any crops. So a few weeds, okay. It's a weed crop. Did I say weed crop? That could mean a couple of different things. They're coming to something. I'm hanging left for Shanksville, okay. And finally arriving. This is Shanksville proper. And downtown Shanksville. And here it is from the opposite direction. And we departed Shanksville. Still on a road I'm not familiar with. Let's see where it comes out. If it comes out to either PA 160 or PA 31, I'll be fine. And more farm stuff along here. Down there against the PA Turnpike. And part of it up there too. So I think I'm going the right way. We're about to cross over it, alright. Down there somewhere. PA 31, a road I know. We'll be heading towards Somerset. That away. There's cool graves there. But again, I believe my first time over this part of Route 31. May very well be. And again, the turnpike way over there. And apparently recrossing the turnpike. Probably cross it one more time. And way down there, the mountain we never crossed. And again, the turnpike down there, sure enough. We keep crossing and recrossing. Or is it crossing us? Anyway, now arriving in Somerset. And arriving downtown. Was on a hillside. Or a lot of it is. And over here, railroad crossing of sorts. An ex-Reading line, possibly. Probably just the former CSX line, or current CSX line, whatever. Old B&O line, whatever. 281, that's our next route. And downtown Somerset. A bigger place than I first thought it was. Rat cage, that's a neat name for a place. Now turning on to South 281. Yep, that's our route. Southbound. Gotta do one more turn here. I got it. Now on the right road. Maybe another half hour till we get to Ohiopyle. Bad place to block the road, man. You gotta move if I were you. Got some nice farms along this road too. Still have the mountains too. And what's he up to? He keeps slowing down, speeding up. Yeah, turn, finally. Oh, all y'all turning. Alright. Now following 653 West, technically. Now arriving in a place called New London. And we will stay on 653. I guess it bears straight ahead. And we'll bear with it. I lost a tailgater in the process. Good. There's a town up here called Normalville. Normalville. But I can't live there. I may have passed this way a ways back, but I can't remember. Now around 2:46 p.m. I just came 200 miles. But again, more mountains. A lot of them around here. And up here heading south on this route, 381. And this route will take us all the way into Ohiopyle. Now this way, I have been before, but about 20 years ago. It's been a while. So this road I know. And here, a place called Mill Run. But already we're departing it. Our next hotspot should be Ohiopyle. And I think we're now arriving. Yes, we are. Ohiopyle. With CSX right there. Parking lot to the right, which I'll try and pull into. See if there's a space anywhere. 20 years back, you could easily find a space. But things are a bit different now and a bit busier. So let's have a quick look. Oh, they're waiting to come out. I'm not waiting to get in. You first. You're bigger than I am. As I said before, size does matter. At one time, there's a connecting track that ran along here between the B&O and the Western Maryland Railway, which of course is abandoned and now a bike trail. And now facing west in the current CSX line, formerly B&O, formerly Chessie. Also, the Amtrak uses that line too. I believe the Capital Limited uses that route. As I said, through there at one time would have been the connecting track between the B&O and the Western Maryland. Long taken up. And facing east across CSX now. And there's the crossing that we just crossed from left to right to get here. Be great now to get a run by, especially the Capital Limited. Today the place is a tourist trap for sure. It became busier in the last 20 years, as most other places have been that I used to visit. A bit noisier too. There's still some old stuff here to be had. And down there, the Potomac River, which takes a wide loop at this point in the distance, but out of sight from here. And that bridge there you see is built on the piers of the former Western Maryland Railway Bridge. The WM got abandoned first in 1975. But CSX still runs. Looking down the main drag, PA 381. The trail on the former Western Maryland Railway crossing is known as the Great Allegheny Passage. Not totally complete yet, but when it's done, it'll be over 1,000 miles long. And down there, lots of folks enjoying the Potomac. Still, last time I passed through, much more peaceful here. Such is progress and tourism. We'll be heading a direction back to Maryland when we get back in our car. One of these days, I'm going to bring my bike out here and ride that there trail in its entirety one day, just as it did the C&O Canal.
They're stopping. It's not stopping. All right, come on, guys.
Now proceeding through downtown Ohiopyle, trail crossing again, which I hope to ride one day. Original Western Maryland line to Baltimore ran that way. It was then abandoned in 1975. And behind me, CSX. With foreign power. I just missed foreign power. Union Pacific just passed back there. That West Coast thing. Me and my timing. I hate my timing. Just miss foreign power. I feel like an idiot right now. And never in my life have I seen Ohiopyle this crowded. There are cars parked all over the place. 20 years back, it wasn't like this. When they perfect the time machine, I'm going back to check it out and get you a better video. Anyway, now departing, or trying to. And vehicles parked clear down here at the edge of town. And still trying to get in. Busy place, this Ohiopyle, isn't it? But keeping straight on this road, continuing south, takes us back to Maryland. In fact, we're going to come out to the National Pike, US 40, eventually. Watch, you'll see. Now, 3:42, as we depart Ohiopyle. And Ohiopyle is exactly 222 miles over this route. 222. Let's see. There might be enough time to tip into part of West Virginia. I'll see when I get to US 40 what time it is. And we're arriving at the National Pike, which I took you over back in 2016 from Baltimore to Ohio. left to right. We'll keep on this road for a bit longer, being there's time, rather. Local raw honey. I thought all honey was raw. Didn't think you cooked it. Shows how much I know about honey. Honey. Continuing south, and soon to cross into West Virginia. So we'll see 3 states today. How about that? There's no place you cross state lines, but I forgot where. We'll come to it. We have to come to it, kind of, sort of. But again, we have passed this way before. Back in 1996. The day before our train right on the West Virginia Northern. We took a right out this way, going the other way, in pouring down rain. We had to wait to the National Pike and went west on that day. In the pouring rain. Very strange. So this is our second time over this route, and our first time in this direction, and our first time with no rain. Back at Ohiopyle, wall-to-wall people, but this road's empty. What a big difference. The road to Ohiopyle is empty, but Ohiopyle is full. Can't explain that one. This I recall. Gotta make a sharp left hook to keep on the road. This away somewhere. Jeez. That's a hairpin if ever there was one. Remember coming the other way, had to make a sharp right in the pouring rain. As I said last time around, it's not just an odyssey, it's an adventure. Especially in these parts. Now stuff around every curve. In a few more miles, we should be crossing state lines. And for the PA highway to be ending, we're about to cross into West Virginia. Whatever number they give it, if they give it a number, right here. Now, West Virginia, officially. Can't you tell? The stuff got older. And so did I. So, here's our third state. You can thank me anytime. Still a big difference in this day and that rainy day in 96. Much better. Got some semi-interesting scenery though, as we enter Clifton Mills. And I bet that was a mill complex at one time, for this place to have that name. The Clifton Mills Complex. Don't know what they were milling here though. This road should take us to Interstate 68, which we used to get back to Interstate 70 and back to Fat City. There's the route back in a nutshell. But it'll be a few hours. That's one big nutshell. Now, Route 26 is southbound, as the sign said. But in case you couldn't read it, again, a road I've been on. And as I said, last I passed this way was 22 years ago, in the pouring rain. Very strange. Okay, I'll give the Beetle thing up for a bit. Repeating the Beatles over and over. Well, this isn't Penny Lane, that's for sure. Okay. If outside there's to be believed, no entering Brewston Mills. Another mill. Complex. Place. Whatever. I guess that's the former mill complex there. Now a tourist complex. And up ahead, Interstate 68, which you will take eastbound, obviously. That's where Fat City is, that direction. Alright. And we'll fly by Cumberland. We're actually going to fly over Cumberland when we get to it. Alright. Gotta hang this here left. Back at you. Our last project over this road, 2 years ago this week, in 2016, coming back from Ohio. Watch these drivers, though. Not too conscientious. Not so many views along this road. You do get an occasional view, but still a much easier drive than the 2-lane roads. Almost 4:20 p.m. and we've come 247 miles so far on this journey. We're heading up grade, up the ridge to the Maryland state line, somewhere around here. Although we crossed the state lines right here someplace. And there it is, the Maryland state line. Up Garrett County. I brought you here too back in 2016, August of that year, in an Odyssey. Well, here it is again. But still, we got miles to go before we sleep, or do anything else, for that matter. Maybe we're back in Maryland, but don't go away yet. There's still more Odyssey to come. That's Kaiser's Ridge in front of us. And here's the Friendsville exit. Named after John Friend, an early settler of Garrett County, before it became Garrett County. It's down there somewhere. Oh, it's over here. It's somewhere. There's supposed to be a scenic view at this rest area. Let's have a look-see. I did stop here years ago and I saw some kind of a view. Let's have a look today. Back on the road, there was a view back there, but the trees grew up and obscured it. So much for that. And now ascending Kaiser's Ridge, which saw from a distance a few minutes ago. In fact, we are now on a plateau 3,000 feet up. Garrett County is on top of a high plateau. Pig's Ear Road. As I keep saying, you can't make up stuff like that. Getting off here at US 219. We're not going to Oakland though. Going the other way. Because we're going east on the Pike to patronize this place. You got it. Mickey D's. The Big M, whatever you want to call it. Well, back in the 70s, the CB people used to call it the Big M. Now there are bigger M's out there, I guess. And I'm going to space with my name on it. We'll paint it on there or whatever. Okay, time for some time lapse. But first, an FYI for you. there's our time lapse. Gonna hang a left here, get back on I-68 that way. If I had to stay straight back there in the Pike westbound, we'd be heading for Ohio again. But better head east. Gotta go back east. And up here is where I do that. Now around 5:08 p.m. and I'm out at Safar's 267, departing the McDonald's. Let's see how far it is going back and how long it'll take. And look again. Negro Mountain. Just across the top of it. But don't change that name. A lot of folks want that name kept. Even some Negroes. I talked to a few, that's how I know. I can't erase history. Sorry about that. The mountain was so named because one of the first settlers was a black man named Nemesis. That was his name, Nemesis, believe it or not. Again, can't make stuff like that up. And the mountain in front of us is Meadow Mountain. Oh, cool lighthouse up there. Whatever it's supposed to be. Again, not a bad drive so far, except for being cut off on occasion. Whoever that is in the left lane there, last cut me off about a mile ago. We're about to do it again, with no warning to anybody. Welcome to Maryland. Anyway, today we heard two strange names, Nimrod and Nemesis. Two weird N-words there. And names, whatever. Read and heed. One a big black bear running across the road as I'm approaching. And again, the Continental Divide. There's one west of here too, in the Rocky Mountains. Let's see, water on the opposite side of the divide winds up in the Gulf of Mexico. Water on this side winds up in the Chesapeake Bay. Hence the divide. But you figured that out. I'm now ascending Big Savage Mountain. Here in Garrett County, Maryland's great northwest. But we're soon across county lines though. Big Savage. Elevation 2,800. Funny, we're 2,800 feet. It's a long descent to Cumberland, but at Cumberland nearly 600 feet. A big difference in elevation the next 10 miles. We drop a lot of feet in the next 10 miles. I just departed Garrett County. This is Allegheny County. And there in the distance is Dan's Mountain. You get an occasional vista through here. And up there, Haystack Mountain. And now for a final descent into Cumberland. And there's Cumberland way down there in the valley. elevation 600 feet. Actually, New Freedom, PA is higher than this. That's around 960 feet or something like that. This is only 600. So New Freedom, PA is higher than this, believe it or not. Took on a train right there once. Potomac River down there, real narrow at this point, oddly enough. I'm about to pass the terminus of the C&O Canal beneath that bridge over there. Or we're about to cross it. Over there somewhere. Right down there someplace. The C&O Canal ends. It begins in Georgetown and ends out here. And I've written the whole thing and documented it. There you go. And more homes on the hillside here in Cumberland. And we're about to ascend out of town. Now 5:40 p.m. and so far come 33 miles since our pit stop at McDonald's. The limit here is 70 miles an hour, but no one's doing it. That's odd. And again, more mountain vistas. And now we're ascending Martin Mountain, as you've done before. Original route there. Almost original. I said brought you that way in 2016, going the other way. It took over the entire pike from Baltimore to Ohio. Let's see, Martin Mountain. Elevation 1636. And we're pretty high. And right there is Polish Mountain. So named because it's steeper on one side than the other side. Hence the name. And there's a sign proving I'm right. Watch out for this guy, though. This stuff is piled high, for lack of a better word. Gotta get around him. He keeps going too far to the right and hitting the rumble strips. And again, watch the wildlife. Again, more Maryland traffic. Got some tailgaters there. Too close for this speed that we're doing. As I keep saying, welcome to Maryland. And so far, our total mileage for this trip is 320 at this point. We were there last month, at that particular canal spot. The Upper Orleans Road. In our last Odyssey, we were at a place called Little Orleans and got to here on that road. We picked up the freeway here at that point. And our next mountain, Sidling Hill. We saw it earlier too, on US 30. And up here once again, the Sidling Hill cut, complete with 2 coal veins, almost visible. years back we stopped here too, and I gave you a look at it in a posted video. Visitor center there. And more mountains. But up here 68 ends. If we pick up by 70 for the rest of the way east. But first, heading for downtown Hancock. I'm due for another pit stop. Yep, Winchester, taking you there too on an Odyssey a few years ago. And here we are in Hancock. But pit stop time. I'll try to get in gas back there. But my credit card didn't work. Even though my credit card's supposed to work back there. Another station up the road I'll try out. And by the way, when the Potomac floods, it comes all the way up to the level of the road. And there's the Park and Dine restaurant. My father ate there in 1957. And I ate there 30 years later. And try and pit here and get the car a drink of gas. Again, time for time lapse. Okay, here's our time lapse. And about to merge onto a bumper to bumper Interstate 70. Wonder what occurred. The traffic picked up, that's what occurred. And I better get over while I can, something tells me. Hope it isn't like this all the way back to the city. Wonder what's happening down the road, if anything. But picking up some speed now. Or we were. Now we picked up some speed. Hope we get back to town on a timely basis. And again, moving full speed. Hope it stays that way. But look, we've slowed up again. Wonder what gives today. Now at a full stop. I'm moving again. See for how long. And again picked up some speed. But apparently it won't last very long. Moving again. Apparently we move in spurts, so to speak, then slow up again. Hopefully no more spurts. We'll just stay moving. Nope, that was only a spurt. We slowed down again. Yep, I-70 on a good Sunday afternoon. It goes a long way, apparently. And I picked up some speed as we bypassed the Hagerstown area. Hagerstown proper is to the left, about 2 miles. Taking you through there too, on the National Pike. Now 7 p.m. as we depart the Hagerstown area. Our Our total mileage so far is 366. And up ahead, South Mountain. Our next crossing. On the bridge, the National Pike, US 40. Next bridge, Appalachian Trail. South to the right, north to the left. I've walked it before to the south, as far as the original US 40. About 8 mile round trip. Not down the other side. And again, suddenly a full stop after going full speed down a steep mountain grade. Hope my brakes still work. Yeah, they do. But of all places, just don't know what gives today. Wow, this traffic. Nope, today, don't know what's up with Interstate 70. Still moving slowly. And apparently same behind us. And again moving almost to full speed as we approach Catoctin Mountain. More of it over there. Hopefully beyond Frederick there'll be a lot less traffic, because some of this traffic, I guess, will go towards Washington while we go towards Baltimore. Hope that's how it works. Hope that's what happens. And now bypassing Frederick on a split for Washington. Hopefully, since some folks are going that way, not only this way, but for more folks like me. I don't know what I just said. But from here, hopefully, it'll be an easy run back. Now 7:37 p.m. and today's mileage so far is 400 miles. And we've come 135 miles from that McDonald's where we began our trip back. A little further east now. Looks like we'll do the entire trip in the daylight. I can get back to the hood before nightfall. Unlike last Sunday. And last Sunday we were there, Ellicott City. But gotta watch these Sunday drivers here, taking a lane with no warning. Been that way almost all day. We're now approaching the highway that'll get us back to our part of the world. But disregard that New York sign. We're not going there. That's a whole other odyssey one of these days. One of these days. And even this highway's busy. As long as it doesn't back up, I'm fine. That's where we began, on that road there. 795. Just came in a full circle. Hey, watch it. Been like that all day. But again, slowing up, because up ahead the 2 left lanes are closed for construction. Again, just creeping. I picked up some speed. As long as we stay moving, everything will be just fine. Road work. Doing some repaving over there. I guess hence the closure. Then again, traffic's back to normal, except for the usual idiots. But up there, at long last, the exit for the hood. But every time I go by here, I failed to mention that the Mon Pa used to cross on a bridge from there to over that side up until 1958. There was a Mon Pa bridge right here at one time. I never mentioned that fact, not even after exploring the Mon Pa. I guess I was remiss. Whatever the word is. Or remissed or whatever. But now, back in suburbia. I'm now back in Urbia. And back in the hood. Right where we began. Our total mileage today was 444 miles, 444, and about 175 miles from our turnaround point at that McDonald's in Garrett County, and around 8:40 p.m. But once again, the Bullfrog thanks you for your privilege of your time. Hope you enjoyed your ride along, riding along with me and Dolly. You're invited to ride along again on the next one. And a big thank you to all who viewed. As I keep saying, my viewers are the best people who ever walked the face of this earth.